Discussions in class are open to different lived experiences. Would you make any recommendations so that this statement is true in your course?
My course was criminology and sociology, which inherently is quite an inclusive course anyway. For example, there was a subject a couple of years ago that did talk about trans people, and the teacher was very open to me as the only trans person in the room speaking about my lived experience, and everybody in the room was very respectful. They all listened to the conversation. And also there's been instances of learning about other cultures and other races, people with disabilities. And if somebody in the room belongs to that kind of background, then they are able to openly talk about it. And I think it's really good for the course, because that means that we're not only getting all the academic things that our teacher's giving to us, we're also getting a case study right in front of us, somebody that's telling us everything that they know from their own lived experience of it. I don't know how much that would relate to other courses, for example, physics, because it wouldn't be the same kind of course. But I think if you have the opportunity to be as inclusive as you possibly can be, you should definitely take that opportunity, because it's more beneficial than it is detrimental at the end of the day.
How important is it to feel like a part of your course's community?
I think that when you're in your course at uni, uni can be quite an isolating experience, because you might be, in your room studying, you're spending long hours of the day maybe on your laptop. So if you're doing that alone without other people on your course, then I think uni becomes somewhat of a negative experience. But at the same time, I started at uni during COVID. So that was a very strange kind of start to my experience. We didn't have freshers, we couldn't really move into halls properly. I really struggled to talk to people on my course. Now, I think something that my course did quite well was we had these fireside chats where a few people would just log on to Teams, and the dean of my school would be on there, some of the lecturers would be on there, and we'd just have a chat. But the problem was that didn't go past COVID. So after the first year, I didn't really know anyone for quite a while. And it's only now that I'm in my third year that I've started to speak to some of the people on my course and actually get to know them. But that's also because I'm doing other things like societies, and I'm working at the uni as well. And I'm getting to know them through that. And then we just find out we have the same modules. So I don't know, I think there's more that can be done to help people on the course connect to one another, especially I can be quite introverted, especially if you're more that sort of personality.
So hugely important to feel like I belong and feel like I have a space there. I feel like I'm seen and heard. I feel like particularly I'm in nursing, and the nursing course goes its extra mile to really hear people and to get feedback from people throughout the course as well, while we're being taught, but also towards the end as well, through our evaluations. They're really hot on changing the modules and making it so our voice counts, and how our voice really defines the curriculum as well. I've noticed that a lot of things that have changed over the years when I've spoken to so I'm in third year now, so when I've spoken to the first and second years, it's really nice to see how our opinions have really changed, how they're being taught and how they're being assessed and that kind of thing. A huge part of my course is being on placement, so being in the hospital, and sometimes I may feel slightly othered, and certain things that I wouldn't experience at university, I have experienced on placement in terms of microaggressions and that kind of thing. But overall at university, I would say they have gone the extra mile in terms of particularly just little things. So for example, when we have module presentations about anatomy, physiology, or communication, or anything we're taught, they will add little things in. So if we're looking at different parts of the body and how to recognise tissue damage and breakage and things like that, they'll include images of people of colour as well, and not just white people.